Mic check one. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Let's talk about our sponsors before we get tonight's show started. I want to go ahead and say thank you so much to the Crawfish House and Grill here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Crawfish House and Grill located at 1214 South Union Street in Opelousas, now under new ownership. Come dine with them for some great Cajun hospitality and cuisine. Now featuring happy hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tell them that Under the Lights sent you on by. Next sponsor up, how about our player of the game sponsor, Mr. Whips Prince? Just got a brand new building, Gary Swallow. How about congratulations to Mr. Whips Prince? Custom Apparel Substrate Designs, owner Kenneth Whip Beverly, is located in Abbeville and Crawley, Louisiana, with all your heat transfer sublimation shirt design needs. You can follow him on Facebook or Instagram. Give him a call at 337-581-6631. Tell him Under the Lights sent you on by. Next sponsor up, how about Mikey's Donuts? Mikey's in Opelousas is a cozy donut shop located just off I-49 and exit 19 West. Call them today at 337-942-2128. Open Monday through Sunday, 4 to 1 p.m. Find them on Facebook or their website for more information. Tell Mr. Mikey that Jordan Taylor sent you on by. Next sponsor I would like to recognize, how about Mama's Fried Chicken here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Family owned local restaurant serving our community and surrounding areas since 1977. That's 46 years in the business. They're located at St. Andrew Street and Jake Drive in Opelousas, Louisiana. Mama's Fried Chicken, ask them about their party platters. For all your game day needs, drumlets, chicken salad sandwiches, devil eggs, chicken tenders, shrimp, and fish, and more. Tell them Under the Lights sent you on by. Next sponsor up, how about Tiger Tails? Locally owned crawfish business located in Port Barre and soon to have a second location in the Sunset area. Call Daniel Francis at 337-351-1064 for our bald and live crawfish. When the season rolls back around, you won't be disappointed. Next sponsor up, how about Daryl's out of Lake Charles? Since 1985, they have grown into a sit down restaurant with a drive through and full service bar. They pride themselves on serving enticing po' boys that include surf and turf, Daryl specials, and barbecue. All of their staff works hard to create an inviting and welcoming atmosphere. Come see why Daryl's and Lake Charles has the best po' boys in the state. Located at 119 West College Street. Tell them that Under the Lights sent you on by. Next sponsor up, how about Bird's Eye Insurance? Call Alex Fontenot with Bird's Eye Insurance, having endless options. He will shop all of your insurance needs, finding you the best price with the best coverage, and will make you a friend rather than just a client. Tell him that Under the Lights sent you on by.
Tiger Rock Martial Arts, teaching life skills and personal development to men, women, and children of all ages. Come and see us at Gary Swallow's Tiger Rock Martial Arts in Opelousas, Louisiana, for all your martial arts needs. Just tell them that Gary sent you, and we'll get you hooked up. Free class. Thanks for Under the Lights giving us all of this exposure. Appreciate it.
Next up, how about Brothers Just Searching with Mr. Isaac Hayes? Want to get some good biblical and political info? Check out Brothers Just Searching Media Podcast. Brothers Just Searching and the Cajun Conservative Show on all podcast platforms and YouTube. If you want any info on Brothers Just Searching Media and their podcast, call Isaac Hayes at 337-680-2739. Next up, Leger's Polish Shop. Another sponsor for Under the Lights. Purier of fine polished goods. Contact Darren Leger at 337-517-8686 for all your carports, accessories, restoration, aluminum, stainless, steel, copper, and brass. Tell them that Under the Lights sent you on by. They are located in Abbeville, Louisiana. Final sponsor for tonight. The Paint Guys. They are a local professional painting company that provides commercial and residential painting. They paint metal roofs, metal businesses, homes, and they also install and restore tongue and grove. Give them a call at 337-352-0308. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors tonight to make this night possible. I want to say thanks, everyone, for tuning in right now. We are moments away from Week 7 edition of high school football here in Opelousas, Louisiana. We got a special guest sitting down here with us tonight. We are moments away from letting him introduce himself, and you're going to like this guest, folks. Me and Gary are very happy to have him sitting alongside of us tonight. We got a jam-packed show. We got a lot to talk about. Get ready, folks. We're moments away.
Test, test.
Test mic. Test mic. Test mic. Test mic.
Guys?
Ready?
Well, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 7 edition of high school football here in the state of Louisiana. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana, right next door to the Peak Kings. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a jam-packed show. We are already 7 weeks into the season, ladies and gentlemen. Where did the time go? I can feel the playoffs right there, Gary Swallow.
Right around the
They
corner.
are itching closer. And guess what's next week? Some colder weather's going to be moving in. It's just in time for some football, and the final stretch for the playoffs is near. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Week 7 of high school football? We are. I want to say thank you so much to all of our sponsors that we just mentioned before the show got started. At this time, I want to say welcome to the show, our special guest picker tonight, head football coach of the North Central Hurricanes. Welcome to the show, Coach Jacob Caruth.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
At this time, I'm going to introduce the panel. We just showed you that's Coach. I'm Jordan Taylor, and this is Mr. Gary Swallow.
How y'all doing?
Coach, before we go any further, let everyone know who you are, where you come from, and talk a little bit about them Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm Jacob Caruth, head football coach at North Central High School. This is year 2 with the Hurricanes, and really excited for the future of this program and the trajectory we're on. Came down originally from Shreveport, bounced around Homer, Glenbrook, a couple jobs. Coaching up there, getting my feet wet before coming down south. Year 1 was tough. It was a struggle. We worked hard, and we're kind of reaping the rewards of that now in year 2. But no, we still have a long way to go. We got a really young team, and I have no doubt that over the years, this team's going to continue to get better and better. And really, the sky's the limit, talent-wise, for this team. We just need to work on fundamentals, getting stronger, and consistency.
Correct.
And there's no telling how good this team can be.
Right.
Gary, you got a first-hand look of this season. We was big believers last year, and we seen it this year where the team, they're off to 3 wins. They ain't had 3 wins in 10 years.
Right. That's the key is, and I was going to say that, Coach. You have a program that, I mean, you're actually having to turn around as far as having the kids believe in themselves. And that took you, it's amazing that you've come across that fast with your second year, because usually it takes 3 to 4 years before you can actually get something like that. So I just want to say congratulations and good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know how to fix that.
It's not bad.
That
It's all
noise.
good.
Is it bad for everyone back at home? Somebody in the chat's listening, and that little noise that's being made.
I think that's just some feedback from the headsets.
All right, let's get this ball rolling. Initial thoughts of Week 6. Give us your thoughts of Week 6, of how it all played out. Initial thoughts. I mean, you played in a great atmosphere. You told me before we went on the show. So give me your thoughts of Week 6. Gary, you went and saw Lafayette and Karen Crow. I want to hear your thoughts on that, and then I'll give you my thoughts from Las Vegas.
I definitely would have rather been answering this question after week 3, 4, or 5. Week 6 was not too kind to us. St. Ed, they're a good football program. Coach Shiver there has really established a consistent winner. His kids are very disciplined. They play hard. They play fast. They're physical, and they kicked our tail. We were missing missing a few key guys that I think would have helped keep the game a little bit more competitive. But at the end of the day, St. Ed, they whipped our tails. We were licking our wounds a little bit after that game. But hopefully we can put that behind us and use it as motivation for the rest of this season, knowing that we're kind of backed into a corner as far as a playoff push goes, and we've got to get it going, and we can't afford to waste any more weeks.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, I was very impressed with a lot of the games that I saw. And, unfortunately, we didn't have a show because the boss was enjoying himself in Vegas, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But, Acadiana, the Acadiana area has had some amazing ball games. I had a chance to go and watch, a ball game. It was Lafayette High and the Carencro, and it was played at LCA Field. And oh my God, that ball game was very exciting. I'll be honest with you, Lafayette High was giving Carencro a run until at the end, it was like, okay, this is not supposed to be happening. It was just something, but that just shows you that the parity and the strength for all of the schools in the Acadiana area are starting to equal out. So I think that's me, Jordy. I think it's just like amazing that the parity of how good the Acadiana area high schools are becoming.
Oh yeah, and it's high school football. Anything can happen any week. Any given week, somebody that you think doesn't have a chance can surprise people. You never know who may have an off week, especially dealing with high school kids.
Right.
Consistency is what I try to preach all the time to them, and it's hard with these kids. I mean, you see it even on Saturdays and Sundays with grown men. So it's even more of a challenge in high school, and so that's just a huge testament to these coaches who week in, week out don't seem to have that dip. They find a way to keep themselves consistent.
I ain't gonna use those. Okay, but I think that it's amazing. It just shows how the Acadiana area is just starting to excel in their athletics, and it's not just football; it's athletics all the way around, and I'm very glad to see that. Troy says it sounds good.
Oh yeah, it's good now.
Okay,
It was the feedback from the headset, so
we good.
I'm on a blocking spree tonight. Coach Gary, any other things from week 6 that y'all would like to talk about, or should we move along with these headlines?
Let's go ahead and get the headlines going,
All right,
Coach.
I got some headlines to talk about at any point. Either one of you want to stop and talk about it, y'all have that floor, okay? Because we got some good ones here. We don't have everything around the state of Louisiana, but I have some good ones here that I find. This is just stuff I go across on social media, some people that send it to me personally, and we just like to recognize these things that happen around the state of Louisiana. Sounds good?
That's good. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I can start off with right here in Opelousas, Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen, a headline from an OHS Tiger. Deshaun Ford, running back from the OHS Tigers, receives an offer from the University of Charlotte last week. Congratulations to that young man. I'm excited to get to watch him play football soon. And what a great accomplishment there. University of Charlotte. That's no small school coming calling right here in Opelousas. So,
I think that's great for this Opelousas area. It shows the athletes that we do have, and they've been really, man. I just can't believe how they've done, and I'm just so excited for them. OHS is really shining this year, and I'm proud of them.
Gary, Coach, have you ever heard of the Cupid Shuffle?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
So y'all know who Cupid is.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How about Cupid, alum from Northside, with a donation to the football team last week? They took a picture with the head football coach. What a great moment there from an alum. Give it back to his old alma mater.
Okay, yeah, that is amazing. When you see people that make it big and they come out and they give it, give back to their basically their high school and college. It's awesome. I just can't believe that people don't do that more. It's a shame to say, but whenever you see people that do that, it makes you feel warm inside. It's kind of exciting.
Next up, how about Parkway quarterback Ashton Martin? He went 19 for 22, 212 yards, 4 touchdowns against Southwood. So far, through 6 weeks of football play, he's completing 71% of his passes.
That's pretty amazing. Impressive.
That makes your job a lot easier as a coach when you have somebody lighting it up like that, right?
Oh, yeah. And, it's weird seeing him. I know he started at Shreve, right across the river, same district, okay. And the head coach at Parkway, Brotherton at the time, he was the offensive coordinator at Shreve. They both make their way across the river, and they're lighting it up over there at Parkway. So, hats off to them. They're doing a great job.
Most definitely.
How about some love for the kickers? Not enough love gets shown to the kickers in the state of Louisiana. But do I have a story for you, ladies and gentlemen? How about Cedar Creek? You know where I'm going with this?
Yep.
Their kicker's been lights out.
Listen to this. Cedar Creek kicker, 8th grade kicker, he went 8 for 8 on extra points the other night against Tensa. Now that makes 27 in a row on the season. 8th grade kicker.
Impressive.
What a moment there, and what a future this kid's got. He's going to be on a lot of radars. Am I right, Mr. Swallow?
You are 100% correct. I can see from this past weekend, I know a lot of colleges that are going to be looking at him, and I know a lot of pro teams that will be looking for some kickers too.
Oh, yeah.
How about Benton? You know where Benton is, huh, Coach?
Very familiar with Benton.
They honor Natchitoches Central fallen teammate, number 12, Robert Walker, by wearing his number during pregame. They all came out in shirts that had the number 12 on it, a special moment. And what a great gesture there from that entire Benton football team. Hats off to that team.
Oh, yeah.
When you see something like that, it makes you proud to be an athlete.
All right, gotcha.
How about the Capacity Show? Well, we've been talking about the Capacity Show the last 3 weeks, Gary Swallow, and he lit it up again on Friday night. Caden Capacity from Kaplan High School, huge night. Coach, 33 carries. You see 33 carries in high school football anymore?
You got to be in good shape to do that.
33 carries, 304 yards, 5 touchdowns, and not done yet. He also caught 2 passes for 17 yards and add 1 more touchdown to that 6 total touchdown night. The Capacity Show rolls on another night.
Very talented young man.
Fullbacks still play high school football, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
How about Carroll and Wassman? Familiar?
Somewhat, yep.
Carroll and Wassman ends in a triple overtime thriller. Final score 26-18. What a game that must have been to be at. Sulphur High School uses a 2-point conversion to take down Barb at the end. Final score 29-28. Coach rolled the dice at the end. Coach got it at the end. What a moment. That's a call for the ages, they're saying.
Oh, gutsy call there by the coach, showing confidence in his guys to get the job done, going for 2, saying we're just going to win it right here. I don't know what their kicking situation is like because we go for 2 every time. We don't have a trusty kicker,
sure they got a kicker.
Yeah, and that's a gutsy call, and credit to him for putting faith in his players, and they proved him right and delivered.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, coaches get a gut feeling, And
I wish our coach would have said it week 1 against Florida State.
Yeah, you're right.
To go for 2, that's another talk.
Story.
Coach, you might want to let this one go into one ear and out the other.
All right.
We have a headline here. Kevon Johnson from St. Ed's has a 22-carry, 225-yard, 4-touchdown night against North Central. He's a true freshman, ladies and gentlemen. The best is yet to come from that young man. Get to see him in person for the first time Friday night, Gary.
Right. I'm excited to see that. I've watched him when they were in Texas. I got a chance to watch him on TV. And he's a young man that has some he has some natural talent, and he is elusive.
You saw him up person.
And it's amazing.
I think he's still running on us right now.
Oh,
That guy is good. He's tough to bring down. People look at his skill set and they think he may just be a speed back that can put a move on you, but he's tough to bring down too. He's all around back. He can catch the ball. He does his job in the blocking game as well. He's an all around good player. I can't wait to see what he becomes later on in his career. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better at slowing him down. Not looking forward to coming up with ways to stop him, but sure am looking forward to watching him on film against other people.
right.
That means you got at least 3 more years to go and work against him.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough.
How about Turlings Catholic? What a shockwave last week. Gary Swallow, if I told you Turlings Catholic is the real deal, would you believe me now?
Yes, I do.
They went on the road. They went take down the defending state champs at Westgate. Gary, what's the old phrase on this show?
To beat a champ, you got to beat the champ.
Guess what? They just beat the champ last week. Turlings, they're on everybody's radar right now, but they got a big one this week again. No rest for the weary. They got to get ready for another tough opponent, but Turlings snaps a 13-game winning streak from the defending state champs Westgate, 30-22. What a win for that program.
Right. Great opportunity, for them to just flex their muscles, man. They had to go down there and do that. And, Westgate is not the same team as last year, but guess what? They're still very good, and that's amazing what they did.
Good time for me to give a little shout out to the current, now that Westgate lost, the current longest winning streak in the state
It's coming up.
is my former job there, my former team there, Glenbrook.
Got it
that's
way
coming.
down. Yeah. How about Devin Orgeron from Mamu? Big Mamu making the headlines this week, Gary Swallow.
That's right.
Big night from the young man. 23 carries, 231 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he also had 2 two-point conversions, totaling up to 300-plus all total offense for Devin Orgeron. Congratulations to that young man and their football team. Big win against Ville Platte last week.
Right. That was exciting.
How about Ty Royal from E.D. White? Another kicker making a headline tonight. 8 for 8 night against Patterson. Congratulations. Kickers do matter on this show.
Hey, and, against Patterson. Patterson was on the roll.
Gary, I got
They did,
another
man.
kicker for you.
Hey, let's do it.
Ross Cortez from Bazille.
True, yes.
What a season this young man is having. All he did on Thursday night was add to those stats. 7 for 7 night. Congratulations to Ross Cortez, continuing to light it up in the kicking game for Bazille.
Amazing. You seeing these kids, and we were watching the game. I know I watched it this weekend. These kickers were kicking, and they were basically kicking 20 yards behind the goalpost. I mean, it was just unbelievable to see these kids kick, and accurate. Amazing.
Troy, I picked E.D. White. Calm that down.
Yeah.
Mr. Holden and Fontainebleau ain't here tonight. How about Tate Hambley from Ouachita Christian? Well, they got some kids that come out of that program, huh?
Oh, that's a top-tier program right there.
He had 4 receptions for 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Gary, he returned 2 punts for 58 yards and a touchdown. And you want to tap off the cake right there? He also had an interception. Mr. Do-It-All on Friday night. Congratulations on a huge night from Mr. Tate. How about Javier Thomas from Tensa? I don't know where Tensa is. You?
Kensaw. Yeah,
Tinsall. Yep, that's a little bit northeast of here. Quite a bit northeast of
Quite
here.
a bit northeast from here. They made the Under the Lights headline. This ain't just a local thing. We branch out statewide to cover this. Why you think we're 7 weeks into the season and we done covered almost 20 different teams?
That's right. And it's awesome.
Javier Thomas from Tinsall went off for 450 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground, and 1 interception on defense.
Wow.
Heck of a night.
That is a man right there. Oh, my God.
How about Jamal McDowell from Caldwell Parish? 38. Well, we're back to that Russian thing again, huh? We thought Capacity carried the load. How many Capacity had? Capacity had 33 rushing attempts. This man from Caldwell Parish had 38 rushing attempts for 338 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
It's a lot of carries.
Amazing.
Coach, you sit down under the lights one night and you find out about all this going on around in the state, and it's just amazing, huh?
Most games, as a team, we don't have 38 carries. So for him to do that as an individual is impressive.
How about Colin Raines? Ring a bell?
Not familiar.
Currently ranked 4th all time after coming into this week in passing yards at Hawkton High School.
Okay.
So he's moving up in the rankings. So congratulations.
Another District 1 5A school right there.
Right. Coach talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm going to mention it again. Glenn Brook, ladies and gentlemen, currently owns the longest win streak in the state of Louisiana, now at 12 games. They got a couple tough opponents coming up, Gary.
Yeah.
But if they get past them, you never know where this team might end up. So we'll see how long this streak lasts. But congratulations to Glenn Brook. Coach's former alma mater?
No, it was my last coaching job. I coached there. Huge hats off to the coaching staff there. Head coach David Feaster does a great job. You know, he's had a lot of success in different
Coach
spots.
Feaster's watching tonight?
Sure hope so.
Shout out
It
to
may
Coach
be past
Feaster
his bedtime.
and Glenn Brook. Gary, we moved 7 weeks into the season. We're down to the final 18 teams undefeated in the state of Louisiana. It doesn't narrow down to 18. You know it's going to be down when we go into week 8. But what a tremendous season some of these teams are having. 7 weeks in, we're down to the final 18.
You have 18 teams that are undefeated, and then out of these 18, there's still got teams that are going to meet each other. You know, so you're not going to have that many at the end of the year, and so it's amazing. And then with the new bracket and a new format that they have, man, these rankings change every week. It's unbelievable, but it's exciting.
How about Graham Monett from St. Louis, a team we're recently getting to know, where we just fell in love with the program. The head football coach over there been a true and tremendous friend to Under the Lights. How about we recognize one of his players from this past Friday night? Graham Monett, ladies and gentlemen, 134 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Also had 6 tackles, 3 solos, and 1 tackle for loss. And St. Louis, they keep doing it, Gary.
Yep.
They're that sleeper in that district that nobody picked to win.
You better watch them, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen them play, and they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So look out.
Mark Bonas, head football coach from Brother Martin High School, career win number 100 this past Friday. Congratulations to head football coach Mark Bonas from everyone here at Under the Lights.
Yeah, congratulations, Coach.
Coach, you're at 3.
I'm at 3. I got some catching up to do.
97 to go, Coach.
Yep.
Is that a goal in your coaching career, is to get to a certain number, or is it something you haven't even thought about yet?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about a total number of wins. I see Coach Franklin hitting, 200 wins a couple weeks ago. So, seeing these people reach these milestones, it definitely gives me something to think about. But I've never thought about, a total, an overall total. Definitely think about the rings and the trophies.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, I'd just like to get the coaching record above 500. So we got some work to do with that one after 0-10 last year.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Catholic of Point Capee to honor their elementary and junior high teams at halftime tomorrow night. So, we're going to be right there. So, we're going to get these kids on the camera. They're going to honor those hard-working teams. And we can't wait to honor them also.
That's great to see that you have a school that's going to honor their younger players, junior high and so on and so forth. That is great because that's your future. You have to have them, be recognized so they can actually work towards, basically being a part of the big team. And that's what it's all about. You feed a program. You got to keep feeding it up. You got to keep coaching it up. Great job.
Tyler Cherry from Abbeville High School. You know the name. Mm-hmm. Tyler Cherry earned an offer this past week from Southwestern Assemblies of God. Tyler Cherry, congratulations from everyone here. More to come, I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
3 more headlines to get to. Coach, you got any headlines from last week that you would like to share, or you want me to just keep rolling?
Let's keep on rolling.
All right, baby, here we go. Jalen Williams. Everybody knows the name. Mr. Jalen Williams from Mangum High School. Gary, I ain't got to say much except he only played one half of football last week and had 5 touchdowns.
Yep, most
he
definitely.
Went into the night with 20. Now he sits at 25, and he is on pace to break a lot of records at Mangum High School this year.
Most definitely. I think he's going to do it. He keeps that up.
Abram Wardale from Calvary Baptist. He went 22 for 24, 297 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 rushes for 38 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a night, Mr. Abram from Calvary Baptist. Only 2 incompletions.
A great night, and they've got a great coach there, Coach Gewen, and a little family connection there. I've got a younger cousin who's one of Mr. Wardale's receivers playing at Calvary. So Kyle Thomas, hopefully he was a couple of those TD receptions.
Yeah. Well, Calvary Baptist is just – they're such a strong ball club. And, I mean, they actually – struggled a little bit, but it didn't seem like it lasted very long. They came right back full force.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like they don't stay down very long.
Final headline of the night, it goes to Avoyos High School. How about the Carrion Sampson?
Mm-hmm.
Gary? Hold on. Listen to this closely, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He touched the ball 9 times. And had 7 touchdowns. Let that sink in.
I know it.
He touched the ball 9 times and had 7 touchdowns, 274 yards on the ground, 5 rushing touchdowns. Also caught 2 passes for touchdowns. 7 touchdowns that night, and he touched the ball 9 times.
This is Avoyles?
Avoyles. How much do you think he averaged a carry the other night? 30 plus?
Had to have been.
Yeah. I'm just impressed that they threw the ball twice and got touchdowns out of it, man.
Actually threw it 3 times.
They threw it 3 times?
He caught, and 2 of those 3 were touchdowns.
Wow.
Is that making any sense?
I don't know.
Put the ball in that young man's hands more often.
Right.
So 2 times he had the football. I'll go look at it.
Yeah.
2 times he had the football, Gary. He didn't score. The other 7 touchdowns.
That in itself is amazing because, first of all, their offense is unique. If you ever watched Avoyles' offense, it was basically it's almost like the veer, power football, straightforward. And I don't call it the veer because it's not really the veer, but it's just such a powerful football, offense that where they just drive. And I'm going to tell you, it's hard to stop. And you can put 10 men in the box, and I think you still can't stop them. I mean, it's a unique offense, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to give a lot of people that they're playing some trouble. So I'm very.
It's known as single wing.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm really not sure. A single wing, but it is amazing to see what they do. Let's see.
Not my style, but they're certainly good at it.
But yeah, and
You don't want to know what else they do.
yeah, they does. It's
They
unbelievable.
don't punt.
They don't punt. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
Jordan
kick.
can tell you.
Hey, I can get on board with that. We do a lot of
They don't
onside
punt.
kicks, and
They
we don't punt
They don't
much
punt.
ourselves.
They onside kick every time. They go for 2 every time. And if it's 4 for 31, they're going for it.
Yeah, and it could be in their territory. They don't care. They're going to go for it. It's amazing to watch them play. But that's their philosophy, and they're successful with it.
Mikey said it right there.
Yeah.
They suck you in and pop a big play outside. It's hard to stop if you can't match them up front.
And Mikey's at
Oakdale?
at Oakdale,
They
and
just
that's
played
who
him
that's
last
who they
week.
played. And man, he's the offensive coordinator, and Mikey, he knows. It's unbelievable to see what they do, and and they scored some points against them, but Boyles just scored a lot more points on them. So
Final headline of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Got 20 watching tonight. Not our usual max where we sit at, but a lot of people will watch it tomorrow and the days to come. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. This is one headline for you, Gary. We just reached 8,000 likes on our Facebook page and 13,000 followers.
wow,
So thank you so much to everyone that's made this possible. 8,000 likes, 13,000 followers.
right.
Couldn't do it without you. All the hard work you see, it's paying off.
That's right. And, thank you guys for everything you do. We love doing this. We love picking the games, and it's all for fun, and we have a great time doing it. And like I said, it's nothing like high school football.
Coach, you're 2 years into it. When did you hear about Under Lights?
Be
Whenever you said, "Hey,
last
let's do
year.
the stadium tour.
Yeah, last year after I took the job, and y'all reached out for the stadium tour last
That's
year.
right. That's right. What happened?
Something happened. We weren't able to do the stadium. Y'all weren't able to come, but I did call in one night, and we did do do it over the phone last year. Then this year, you were able to come out to our school, and our boys had a great time doing that. They really appreciated the coverage, and so thank y'all for what y'all do for Louisiana high school sports, and giving these kids the spotlight, because that's really what it's all about is these kids.
Yes, sir.
And that's why we do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk a little rankings here into week 7. Let's start off with who's ranked number 1 coming into week 7. Not too many changes here at number 1, Gary. A lot of teams won last week. So let's just re-announce it this week because I don't think we have any switches, but we'll announce it to our new faces in the crowd. Division 1 Public, Ruston stays on top at 1 with a 5-1 record. Division 2, Opelousas High, 5-1 record. Division 3, Manny Tigers, 5-0 record. And Division 4, Kentwood with a 5-1 record. No changes there all the way across the board.
Right.
So those 4, another day at the top. Private schools, your number 1 ranked teams coming into this week. Catholic of Baton Rouge stays on top at a 5-1. Turlings Catholic, you ain't going nowhere, Turlings, after that big win. 6-0 going into week 7. Newman, they stay in there in Division 3 at a 5-1 record. And St. Martin's, so for their first loss of the season last week, they stay at Division 4 5-1. So who they played last week must have been somebody with a lot of wins to keep them right there.
Most definitely.
All right, let's take a look at our locals, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start out in Division 1. Where did our locals fall? Coming into Week 7, Zachary at number 2. Southside at number 5. Westgate at number 7. Denham Springs at 9. Walker at 22. And Central of Baton Rouge at 23. Remember, folks, we are located in Opelousas, Louisiana, so when we say locals, this is who we talk about. Division 2, boy, it's loaded. Coach, look at the list for Division 2.
Quite a bit.
Represented here for our locals. Number 1 ranked team in Division 2, Opelousas High. Number 2, right on their tail, West Feliciana. That's a good ball club, Gary.
Most definitely.
Number 6, Church Point Battling Bears.
Look out for the Bears.
Number 8 is Iowa. Number 9, Cecilia. 1 and 9 meet up next week. I'm all here for it.
Oh, it's going to be something.
Number 11, Abbeville. Number 14, Kaplan. 15, St. Martinville. 19, Iota. 23, 24, 25 goes to North Vermilion, ERAF, and Eunice. Remember, only top 28 get in to the playoffs this year. Keep a reminder on those new rules.
And the brackets are going to be shuffled up every week.
That is public. Private is only 24, so even slim margin to get in. Division 3. Where did our locals fall in Division 3 public? Avoyles at 5. Westlake at 18. Patterson at 20. Port Allen 22, and Mamu hanging on right there at 26. Division 4 public. Welsh, the Greyhounds. Boy, what a season they're having. They're at 6 right now. Basile, the Bearcats at 8. Number 11 is Oakdale.
Go ahead, Mikey. Keep them there.
Number 13, Grand Lake. Number 14, Franklin. 15, Oberlin. 17, Delcom. 18, Jeanerette. 19, East Bow. Gaydon's at 20. Lake Arthur's at 22. Elton's 23. And Centerville 25. Boy, that's going to be a fun playoffs to watch.
Right. It's going to be exciting to see where they land all the rest of the year because that's going to all shuffle up.
Oh, yeah, baby. Private school Division 1. Catholic of Baton Rouge, number 1. Rightfully so. And that's a loaded bracket.
Definitely.
Scotlandville at 3. Karen Crow at 6. Acadiana at 9. Lafayette at 17. And Woodlawn of Baton Rouge at 21. Division 2, Turlings at number 1. St. Thomas More, 3. LCA, 4. What a top 4, huh? Right here in Lafayette. Madison Prep at 7. St. Louis at 11. And Northside hanging on by a thread. But they're in.
Yeah,
If it started today, they're in. They're at 24. Division 3, Notre Dame at 3. Episcopal at 5. Parkview at 9. ULab at 10. Catholic New Iberia 14. Lake Charles College Prep 18. That just don't sound right.
Nope.
The Prep at 18. And Ascension Episcopal at 23.
Oh, man. Yeah, but I just Lake Charles College Prep scares me.
They're a scary team to play if you match up with them and they're that high. Division 4, final bracket to talk about. Where did our locals fall? Vermilion Catholic, 4. Hanson Memorial, 6. Catholic of Point P Hornets at 7. Central Catholic at 8. Southern Lab, your defending champs, all the way down to 12. Wow. Sacred Heart at 14. St. Ed's at 17. And Opelousas Catholic at 21.
Wow.
Catch your breath. Coach, you just looked at all those rankings. You got some good faces there, right?
Oh, yeah. Should be interesting come playoff time.
Let's take a look at who is on the bubbles for these playoffs. And like you said, my friend, you said this is all going to change.
Right, it's going to be.
It's going to change, but we can look at it right now. public school bubbles. Start off with Division 1. New Iberia Senior High, they're on the bubble.
Yeah.
Sam Houston and Sulphur all fighting to get into the playoffs, but they're in striking distance these next 3 weeks. So keep an eye out on those 3 locals to see whether they get in or not. Division 2, Northwest, Brobridge, Rain, Jennings, Crawley, all not in the playoffs right now. Have some work to do. Can possibly get all 5 in. We'll see. But as of today, they got some work to do.
Right.
Division 3, boy, Kendall Yellow Jackets would not be in, Gary.
That's amazing to me. Surprising.
Yes, but they're at 29 right now, so they're right there, Gary.
Yeah.
They have a shot to get in. They just got to do some work here these next couple weeks.
And get some momentum going in their favor. That's what they need to do.
South Bow also flirting with getting in. Division 4, you got Maryville trying to get in. And then you got North Central right here trying to sneak in. Maybe a winner or 2 seals the deal, or maybe that strength of schedule. A couple of those teams just keep on winning and pushes this Hurricane team into the playoffs. They currently sit at 33. So, Coach, you're 5 away.
Yep,
It's not far out. It's in striking distance.
Yeah, we've been watching ourselves over the past month. It seems like just about every week we've climbed up, inched a little bit closer. Stood still this past week after loss to St. Ed, and we're getting into a tough slate of district games.
These district games, some of these teams are going to help you a lot.
Yep, hopefully.
Because of how many wins they have.
Yeah, we'll get some good power points. Catholic is undefeated right now. Sacred Heart, they're one 2-loss team.
Sacred Heart and St. Ed's both 4-2.
Yep. So OC, their record, they're a lot better than their record indicates, and they're going to add some more wins to that record as well. So hopefully that can help boost us up. But winning helps boost you up more than anything. So we've got to win some games and earn our way into the playoffs.
There you go. You have a last time that this team's been in the playoffs?
The year before I got there, they made it at 0-10. That was before they reworked the playoffs,
So
and basically everybody made it.
This would feel a lot better being earned.
Yes, definitely. With the new playoff structure, it makes it mean more to get into the playoffs because you can't go 0-10 and just backdoor your way in.
Right.
You actually have to earn your way into the playoffs, and there's going to be a lot less blowouts and a lot fewer cupcakes in the earlier rounds. You have to earn your way in, and that's how it should be.
Well, we were talking about it. I said with this new format, there's not going to be any easy games all the way through. They're gonna be a challenge from the week 1 all the way through.
Yeah. That's what the playoffs should be.
That's what
The purpose is to find out who's the best.
Correct.
Private school, Division 1, Liberty and Como still around the bubble. Division 2, Bolton, they're at 25 right now, if I'm not mistaken, so they're trying to sneak in. Division 3, Bunkie still fighting, trying to get in, and Division 4, Highland Baptist and Westminster also still trying to get in. But all these teams are on the bubbles and still have work to do, and hoping that the teams that they did win against or lost against continue to win out. So we have not did this year, Gary Swallow, but I would like to bring it up this week. How about where does the state champs from a year ago stand coming into week 7? I find this kind of interesting to see where some of these teams are. We start out in 1A. Homer, coach, currently ranked 10th in the Division 4 bracket with a 5-1 record. I got some new faces in that bracket, and they got some horses in there now. So Homer, being a 10th ranked team coming into this week, just doesn't sit right, huh?
Well, I think part of it is, that district is really top heavy. With Haynesville is pretty good. They're a little bit down from what they're used to being. Arcadia is not a bad team, but really at the top you've got Glenbrook and Homer, and then you've got a bunch of teams down at the bottom. Ringgold, Magnolia, Plain Dealing, who have maybe one win or no wins. It's really dragging down the power ratings of those top teams because they're not getting the the added points from beating them. So that's part of what's dragging Homer down some. Having wins, very convincing wins, but over those teams that don't have the wins to help add to their power rating. At the end of the day, I can promise you, Richie Casey and those Pelicans are not worried about where they end up in the bracket. They don't care where they got to play. They're going to line up, they're going to play ball, and they're one of the top teams in the state.
Coach, they got a big one this week. 6-0, number 1 ranked team from Arkansas coming into Homer this week.
Yep.
So, great matchup there. Can't wait to see what the Pelicans do. Number 2A state champ from last year, Manny, currently ranked number 1 in the polls at a 5-0 record. So, Manny doing many things. 3A, Sterlington. Sterlington, tough schedule this year, but they played a tough schedule last year and went 15-0. Right now, they rank 10th in their respected bracket with a 3-3 record. We'll see if they can get back to the title game. They got a big one tomorrow night with Mr. Union Parish that's got a bad taste in their mouth.
Yes, sir.
4A, you had the Westgate last year. They're 7th ranked right now in a new bracket, 5-1 on the year. Zachary, 5A state champs, ranked 2nd in their bracket with a 4-1 record. And then you have Catholic of Baton Rouge, represented Division 1. They are 1st in their respected bracket with a 5-1 record. Division 2, University Lab, currently ranked 10th in their bracket, 4-2 record. St. Charles, Division 3 state champs, currently ranked 2nd in their bracket with a 4-2 record. And Southern Lab was the Division 4 state champ. They're currently ranked 12th with a 3-2 record. So that is what I have for state championship teams from a year ago, where they stand in the rankings. Mm-hmm. Coach, got anything before we proceed with the show?
No, let's keep it rolling.
Yes, sir.
Gary, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will shift gears and head to what everyone's here for.
The picks.
Nobody likes to hear us talk anyway, Gary.
No.
They want to see who we pick this week. And remember, we pick against you. It's just how we feel that week, no hard feelings.
That's right. It's just we're basically.
So no threats.
Yeah, please. We don't need people throwing stuff at us.
So at this time, if you would like to follow along with game picks, ladies and gentlemen, you have all that opportunity to do so. All you have to do is put your picks in the chat. Look at it after Friday night and see how you did. We usually post our results on, how you say that, Gary? Sometime during the week of how we did. So
yeah,
we will head to our first game of the night. And it's going to start off with Westminster of Lafayette, Gary. So let's talk about them. Westminster of Lafayette heading down to Mississippi this weekend to represent Louisiana. They're going to take on St. Patrick of Biloxi. They are 4-1 on the season. They are 2-1 versus varsity teams and 2-0 versus JV teams. So Westminster Lafayette got their hands full this week, but you know how good this offense is. You know they're capable of going down there and putting something together. You look, besides the St. Ed's loss, they've been putting up numbers every week.
Right.
So can Westminster of Lafayette go down to Biloxi this week and get the win? Yes or no?
They can do it. I mean, they're a young team, and they can actually do that. And I think I'm not sure how the other team is as far as that, but I think I'm going to give them a ride, and I'm going to say, yeah, go for it. I think they can do it.
I'm going to piggyback right there off you. I think the quarterback has a big night over there. I think it's a high-scoring game. And I think the Chargers from Westminster of Lafayette go on the road and get a big-time win for that program. The sky's the limit for that team in 2 years from now.
Right. I think, yeah, oh, man, most definitely.
Coach?
2 years coming in.
Yep, their offense certainly puts up a lot of points, but that's a long trip to make. And having experience making some long trips last year, we had to go all the way up to Shreveport to play Woodlawn. When I was at Glenbrook, we traveled over to Mississippi and Arkansas and Texas, and those are tough trips to make. So, that factor right there is what's going to lead me to pick the team from Biloxi. And I spent 4 years of my life down there in Gulfport, Biloxi, middle
Good high
school age.
football over there?
Oh yeah, some good high school teams over there.
All right, so we got two. We're going with the Chargers. Coach rolling with Biloxi. Good luck to y'all. Safe travels to Westminster of Lafayette this week.
Yes, sir.
All right, Thursday night football, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off with 3-3 North Central at 1-5 Westminster of Opelousas. Coach has no pick here because he will be coaching the game. So it's down to me and you, Mr. Swallow.
Yes, sir.
Which way are you leaning, Coach? No hard feelings, right?
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings, Coach says. So
Just motivation if you pick
That's
against me.
That's
motivation, both sides
Both
with
sides, right.
motivation.
Well, we're
Gary, I wrote down a high-scoring contest last year. Could be similar results this year. Which defense makes a big play in this contest could be the difference. Gary, what you thinking?
well. I like both of these ball clubs. I'll be honest with you. Coaches, both coaches have been real good to us, but I got to give the edge, and it's not because he's sitting right there, but I got to give the edge to North Central.
There you go. I don't want to get on bad terms here. Coach, forgive me. Use it as motivation. I'm going to go with Westminster in this one. I think it's going to be they might try to establish the run. If y'all can stop the run, y'all win the game. That's the way I'm going with this. Can y'all hit the big play this week? That's what I'm eager to see. Coach, keys to victory.
Turnover battle. Seems like whenever we don't turn the ball over, we've had 2 games where we haven't turned the ball over. Both of those games were blowout wins for us. We've had 4 games where we've turned the ball over multiple times. 2 of those we got blown out. One of them we lost by a touchdown. The other we won by a touchdown. So when we don't turn the ball over, we win.
So big emphasis of keep it clean.
Yep.
Tomorrow night.
Yep. Gotta limit the turnovers and limit penalties. Of course, being disciplined, and just get our playmakers the ball in space. Let them do what they do. We've got some great athletes. They've got some good players on their team. Their defense is playing really well this year. So we can't give them extra possessions because Coach Blaze does a great job with that offense. He schemes up some really good plays, knows how to get his guys in a position to succeed. So we can't give them extra possessions.
So is this a similar type of style of a shootout like last year, or is this going to be just a chess match type of game?
I think the defense is going to play a bigger role this year than it did last year. They really relied on their defense more, and our defense is much improved from what it was last year, which didn't take too much. We were terrible on defense. I think we gave up 62 in that game last year, and we're both teams are young offensively. He's got a young quarterback. We've got a young quarterback. He graduated his running back last year, so I think it's going to be more of a defensive game and who can not make mistakes on offense.
Okay.
Don't lose the game on offense.
Well, we'll definitely be checking into Score Stream and Twitter, keeping up with that score tomorrow night. Good luck tomorrow night, Coach.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to see the end results. Moving along, we will go to 3-3 ERAF. They're hitting the road. They're going down to 4-2 Kaplan, the Pirates. Gary Swallow, will it be the Compassi show one more time, or is that air raid from ERAF too much for the Pirates to overcome in this one?
I'm going with Kaplan. I think it's going to be Kaplan. Capassity's going to be clicking.
Coach?
Got to go with Kaplan. 4-2 home team. They're a good ball club. It's tough to go on the road and win.
Coach, you know this Kaplan team started out 0-2.
Hey, ride the hot hand.
And they reeled off 4 in a row here. So we're going to go across the board here. I like these Pirates, Gary. They are clicking at the right time going into district play because that ain't no easy district to win in.
You're right, my friend.
ERAF lost to St. Martinville last week. Can they rebound this week? It's possible. But I think Capacity might end up with 42 carries
Most definitely.
tomorrow night.
And Miss Mindy agrees.
How about 6-0 Episcopal at 5-1 Dunham? I tell you what, this is one of the more welcoming and best Thursday night slate of games we've had this year.
Right. Most definitely.
Just looking at these games. 6-0 Episcopal, 5-1 Dunham. Episcopal's best win this year came to Ascension Catholic, and then Dunham's best win this year came to Southern Lab. Their only loss came to Parkview Baptist. So keep those in factor whenever you look at these two teams before you make your pick. We saw Episcopal play in that mud pit for homecoming. Homecoming for the Jamboree.
Yeah.
So we saw a little bit of Episcopal, but we could not see all of Episcopal because you see they're off to a 6-0 start.
Correct.
So Dunham's the home team here. Episcopal's undefeated, and here comes we have a guru in the chat.
Oh, yeah, and he's good.
He goes under a fake profile. He uses Braden Wilson as his name, no profile picture, and nothing on his Facebook. So who in the hell that could be?
But he gives us all the
He
scoop.
gives us every little detail out there that you can think of.
And he picked the Canes, right?
I don't know. Braden, you didn't pick the Canes? He says Dunham's quarterback very good. He's a transfer from Kansas, LSU defensive coordinator's son. He will be the difference maker. Gary? You going to ride the hot streak of Episcopal, or are you going to jump on this Dunham
Let me
game?
tell you something. I went ahead and I picked my head. This one I left open because I could not decide which way I was going. But
wait till you see this next page, Gary.
I know.
I made it tough for you this week.
I kind of looked at it. I'm going to home field advantage. I'm going to go with Dunham.
Home field advantage. Gary Swallow going with Dunham. Coach?
It's tough to go a whole year undefeated. But I'm going to ride with Episcopal. 6-0 start. Let's see if they can make it 7.
And I'll be honest with you, these two teams, I wouldn't be surprised if I picked wrong. I think if Episcopal would win, because I think this is going to be a shootout.
You like a shootout?
I think a shootout.
All right, Gary says shootout. I say Dunham at home in a close win. So give me Dunham. Oh, baby. Gary Swallow.
I got my pick.
Did Sam Bacon just text me some crazy stuff? I don't know if that's the right text message there. We can't let anybody see that one.
No, we can't see that one.
3-3 Opelousas Catholic. The Vikings are headed down to undefeated 6-0 Catholic of Point Capee. Gary, this is what I wrote down. Coach, this is what I wrote down. Game of the year caliber. Hard-nosed football at its best. Two great coaching staffs on both sides of the ball. A big matchup brewing for Thursday night football. Gary, we said it in the last few weeks. We said nobody wants to play Catholic of Point Capee right now because of how good they are playing football and how they've played lately, correct?
You're right.
I think Opelousas Catholic will accept our invite because they're not going to back down from the Hornets.
I don't think they're going to back down. I think it's going to be an exceptional game.
What you think?
I've got a lot of respect for Vinny at Catholic, but I think OC is going to be able to pull this one out. They are extremely battle-tested. That 3-3 record does not reflect how good a team that is because they've played some of the best teams in the state of Louisiana on their way to that 3-3 record, and they're playing at home. And really, I went back and forth on this one, and ultimately I went with OC because they're the defending district champs from last year. They've got the reigning district MVP.
Mr. Brown.
Yep. And so, I think either team could win this game. OC, defending champs, reigning MVP, and they're playing at home.
No, they're playing at Catholic.
Playing at that may change things a little bit here.
I don't know, Coach. I already
But I'm going to go with OC. I'm going to stick with OC.
I'm going with Point Capee, buddy. I'm sorry. I think the home field advantage is going to give it a little bit too much strength for them. And I think this is going to be a one touchdown game, maybe a 3-point game. I don't know. It's going to be close. It's going to be a 4-quarter slugfest. And I think it's going to be an awesome game. But the home field advantage, I'm going with Point Capee.
They're both physical. And I think Catholic may have a little bit of the edge in the physicality, but I think OC has the speed advantage.
Right.
So it's going to be which one. I think Catholic's going to grind them down. OC has a little bit more potential for hitting big plays.
You're gonna have to keep OC basically stifled. You're gonna have to keep them in check. You can't give them the big bounce outs or anything like that.
You're gonna have to make them live with getting a few yards of carry. You can't let them bust them outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give the edge to Catholic of Point Capee. Gonna ride with them another week, Gary. Mm-hmm. Home field advantage. The place is gonna be rocking. It's gonna feel like a semifinal atmosphere when these two teams meet, because they travel well.
Yes, they do.
So 4 quarters of good football live on Under the Lights. You don't want to miss it. I can't wait to see the Hornets and the Vikings for 48 minutes. You never know. We might have bonus time. We'll see.
That wouldn't surprise me. Let's say a little bonus football at the end. Yeah.
How about a state championship rematch live on Thursday night here in Week 7? Week 7 gives us, I ain't even got to read these records right now. Sterlington, Union Parish. That is the headline. Gary, they meet for the 8th time. Mm-hmm. Sterlington has owned this series 6-1. Sterlington beat Union Parish twice last year in the regular season and the state championship game.
Right.
Coach Caruth, this has revenge written all over it. Union Parish has the Trey Holly show. Is it 3rd time's a charm?
It is hard to go to Union and win a football game. And Trey Holly is a phenomenal talent. I think he carries them with the home field advantage to a victory.
They've been licking their chops with this game circled after the way that state championship game ended. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, and that's a hard-nosed football team there. Old school, tough.
And Trey Holly, every yard he gets adds to his record. And it's just
chasing 10,000 now.
Yeah, he's on the road to 10,000. I mean, come on. There's no other way to say it. I'm going with Union Parish.
Gary Swallow, we talked about this a little bit last year, right?
Right, most definitely.
He was Mr. Do-It-All in that state championship game.
Oh, God.
Was not enough. Gary, he might do something special on Thursday night that we just not have heard of yet.
Right.
So keep an eye out on that final score. Keep an eye out on those final stats. I can't wait to see what a pissed-off Union Parish team has in store.
You're right. And I'm like Chris. I think it's going to be the Trey Holly show. I think he's going to just go absolutely bonkers.
Yes. You know what else is bonkers? This next football game. You got undefeated Turlings Rebels at 5-1 Lafayette Christian Academy. LCA's only loss this year came to Ruston. Turlings knocked off defending state champs Westgate last year. Is this a flip a coin type of game, or is it Knight Field going to be that edge that LCA needs, or is Turlings just on that quest for destiny? What's going to happen when the Rebels and the Knights meet on Thursday Night Football? Gary, tough pick. Both teams are contenders. Both teams have red-hot offenses, and this atmosphere is going to be bonkers.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to be standing room only. It's going to be packed. It's going to be rocking. They're going to have the Turlings fans and the LCA fans. It is going to be a crazy ball game.
Are you jumping on the bandwagon yet?
LCA.
That's a good pick.
LCA.
I worry a
Home
little
field
bit.
advantage.
I worry a little bit about maybe a hangover effect from Turling's big win, and they've also got a huge game coming up next week. It's just a tough stretch for them, and it's hard to expect to come out on top on the road. And LCA, their only loss being to Ruston, who I think may be a potential state champion this year. So LCA at home.
Well, let me tell you something. The reason I'm doing it, I'm gonna tell you. I thought, and they ragged me for a long time. I thought LCA was gonna have a down year because of them moving up in classification. Blah blah blah. Boy, was I wrong, and I'm not picking against them again because I'll be honest with you, I've seen the fire come out of them. It's unbelievable. So I'm going LCA.
Yeah, and we very well could be looking like fools tomorrow night when this one's over with.
Right. And that's why we pick. It's not we're doing this because we think, but we don't know. That's why you play the game.
It's going to be the battle of the quarterbacks. Which quarterback has the better night? I think both of them is going to go off. Both of them have special QBs for their football team. Right. I'm going to give the edge to Knight Field. I think that could be the difference. You know the Knights play better at home.
Most definitely, yes.
So, I mean, it's going to be LCA secondary against Turling's receivers, in my opinion. That's going to decide the game. So, I'm going to give the advantage to the secondary.
Right. Wow, that's some great games there.
Turlings pulls this one off.
I'll pick them the rest of the year.
Do you pick them against St. Thomas More?
Probably.
Holy cow!
If they beat LCA, I'll take the loss if ever it is. But I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Yes, man. Coach, you got somewhere to be?
No, not right now.
Because we got Friday football to talk about now.
All right.
That was a tough stretch right there. Those last 4, huh?
Oh, you're right.
Thursday night football in week 7. Boy, they got some games this year. All right, Friday night football. We got gonna start off with 0-6 Port Barre at 1-5 Ville Platte. I think Ville Platte too much speed, and especially at home.
Right.
That number 6 is a special talent for the Bulldogs. I don't think Port Barre has enough to slow him down and a couple others.
Nah, Port Barre is rebuilding. They're really struggling right now. They need to get healthy and everything like that. It's just, I'm sorry, I got to go with Ville Platte.
I'm going to go with Ville Platte in this one. I do think I think Port Barre will come out and give it their best shot because they see it may be their best chance of getting a win. Mm-hmm. But Ville Platte, like you said, they're fast. They're a lot faster team speed than Port Barre. So I'm going to go with Ville Platte.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you also. I got to watch Ville Platte twice this year. Both times, 6 could not be contained. But Ville Platte's defense might be what keeps Port Barre in the game, but I'm not even sure that's the
We should. We're coming back. That's all right. Testing. Testing mic 1, 2. We got it? That's fine. We'll just do everything. Correct. Yeah.
I forgot to plug in the computer and it died.
That's all right. We good.
So we're back there. And we just go with it.
Yep.
Where we left off, Coach. Okay, here we go. All right, so laptop died. Had to go plug it in and keep this thing going before we had a lot of pissed off under the lights fans.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
All right, Gary Swallow 0-6 Lagrange taking on 2-4 Rain. Coach, I wrote down Rain's running game just too strong. Would y'all agree with me?
Yep, gotta go with Rain here.
Yeah, definitely rain.
Yeah, it's going to be across the board here. How about similar results here? 0-6 Washington Marion taking on 3-3 Eunice. Same situation here. Running game too strong.
I'm gonna keep it in the parish. Go Eunice.
How about 0-6 Pine Prairie? Gonna head down to 4-2 Iota. Gary, big win for the Bulldogs last week over Northwest. Now they welcome in Pine Prairie. We talked about it. Here's what I gotta say: if Iota keeps winning, they set up a winner take all with Church Point.
Right.
What a moment that would be.
That's going to be, and I'm predicting it now. That's what I think it's going to be. I'm going with Iota. Sorry.
Yep, Iota.
Iota for myself. Also, I want to see that winner take all.
Yep. That's going to be a good game.
This will be. They're going to be playing soon. Next up, 5-1 Karen Crow against 0-6 Como. Can Como get up at home and take down the Crow?
No.
Don't think there's a chance.
Vera too strong?
Yes.
Karen Crow's a good football team.
Yes. Karen Crow on the road, moved to 6-1 on the year. Did you know Karen Crow's only playing 9 games this season? Only playing 9, Coach.
That bye can be beneficial if it's at the right time.
At the right time,
Right.
you're right. We're going to go across the board for the Crow.
Yes.
Coach, I'm telling you, they're going to get a lot harder. Just flip the page.
Oh yeah, I've looked through them.
How about 1-4 Vinton taking on 4-2 Notre Dame? Gary Pios just too strong for a Vinton team coming on the road.
You're right. Notre Dame. It's not going to be pretty.
Yep. Notre Dame wins this one easy.
How about our friends at Kinder coming in at 1-5, taking on 2-4 Bro Bridge. Does Kinder run out of gas this week? They ran out of gas against Jennings last week. Can they have enough in the tank to take down Bro Bridge on the road?
Hate to say it, but no, I don't think so. I think Bro Bridge is gonna be a home at home. As far as it's gonna be at Bro Bridge, I think the home field advantage just keeps them up, and I think Bro Bridge takes this one.
Coach?
Bro Bridge wins.
I'm gonna say Kinder on the road. We'll see, Gary. Maybe they can pull it off because they're fighting for their playoff lives at this point.
Right.
Every win from here on out.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
You know what else is a tough hurdle to climb? The Beauchamp Gators got to play the 5-1 Cecilia Bulldogs this week. That's a tough hurdle to climb. This is what I wrote down. Bulldogs trying to set up a district title game with OHS. Just keep winning.
I'm going Cecilia.
Yep. Hate to pick against the parish, but got to go with Cecilia.
Yeah, we're going to go across the board. Cecilia and OHS coming up soon. Gary Swallow, it is that time of the week that we love so much. Not sure if she's watching tonight. If she is, hello, Miss Holly Mae Revere, soon to be Taylor.
That's right. Not far off.
Yes, wedding at the end of the month. But at this time, how about Holly's Lock of the Week? Coach, you know what about Holly's Lock of the Week?
What is it?
At some point throughout the day, the lady, the co-owner, which is my fiance, has the Lock of the Week every week. She picks one game out of the week that says, okay, I'm going with this team to win, and y'all might as well follow along because it's a lock.
All right.
So shirts are being made. It's a little trend. She has fun with it. We have fun with it. And she is 5-1 on the season.
All right.
So her only loss is a 21-20 loss. She picked Northwest that week. They lost to Crowley. So she told us that she is going, what was it, Gary? 15-1?
Yeah.
15-1 on the year. So, all right, we'll see. Is that even right? They have that many games in high school? 14-1. Gary, Holly's Lock of the Week goes to undefeated Welsh Greyhounds at home. They will take down 1-5 to Quincy this week. She tells the panel, jump on board. That is her Lock of the Week. Do we agree with her?
Yeah.
I think she's right.
Holly's Lock of the Week goes to the Welsh Greyhounds. Greyhounds moved to 6-0 on the year. Holly trying to make this a 6-1 record on the year. How about 1-5 Crowley? That one team that I said messed up her Lock of the Week. That one win right there. Can they go on the road and spoil Abbeville's homecoming this week? Abbeville, big loss last week to St. Charles. This is what I wrote down, Gary. They got a bad taste in their mouth. It's homecoming night. They're going to get up. They got a bad taste in their mouth. They're going to want to take it out on somebody.
And they're gonna.
Abbeville, at home, gets the win.
Yes.
Abbeville.
Coach, you ain't got to agree with me, Coach. If you like an upset, go for it.
No, I'm not picking the upset on that one.
All right, Coach. How about 4-2 Elton at 2-4 East Beauregard?
Elton's they're certainly having a good year, big turnaround from last year. They've hit a bit of a rough patch the past couple weeks, though. Roared out to that big start, but I think they get right this week. This is a bounce-back week. They get back in the win column, taking Elton on the road.
Elton on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Gary?
This one I left blank because I wasn't sure, but I'm going to go with Elton also.
Gary going with Elton also. Braden said.
This is their year.
Braden said we know Holly's never picking Fontainebleau.
You're right.
Gary Swallow, Gage Hildrich from East Beauregard goes for a big night, and they get a home win. I'm taking East Beauregard at home.
All right.
That's where I get up on y'all, or I get down on y'all.
You just glad you caught me up.
Gary, did you see the score, the records today
What records?
that I
Also-
just posted today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You caught me up.
Gary, we all tied
We
up.
tied up. Me and you is tied, dude.
Did you see the records?
I did not, but I know you picked against the Canes, so you may drop down this week.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get back up at the East Bow pick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Coming into this week, Mr. Swallow. Let everybody catch back up while I show my friend here, Coach. So last week I went 39-7. Gary went 33-13. So I caught up on him. Overall records coming into week 7, I'm 195-70. And he's got 195-70. The next closest is 178.
Oh,
Man.
we picking, baby.
195-70. That's some games picked, huh?
Yeah.
Not a bad record either, huh?
Oh no.
All right. Oh, this is a tough one, Gary. 3-3 Laurelville at 2-4 Franklin. Is Franklin gonna ride last week's win to get another win here at home? Franklin, big win over Delcom last week. Can we trust them enough to pick them this week, or do we just have to lean on Laurelville?
I'm just pushing towards Laurelville, man. I think Laurelville is gonna wake up and they're talented. They're battle tested. So I think I'm gonna go with them.
Yep. Road win.
A road win, Coach
Yep.
says. Coach, I ain't picked with you often tonight. I'm gonna pick with you right now.
All right.
Mr. Gary, had you picked St. James last week, you would be winning
I would
right
be
now.
winning. I know. Troy, you're right. I'm sorry.
Sulphur 2-4 on the year, taking on a red hot 5-1 Shark football team, Southside. Gary, emotional win versus the best Shark team in recent history. What's gonna happen? Does Sulphur ride that high, or is the Southside just too good in 2022?
Southside is on fire. I'm going Southside.
It's a good football team. They win this one at home.
We're going to go across the board. I got to agree with my compadres. The Sharks at home. Gary, wait till you read what I read here. Read what I read here.
What you wrote here.
Read what I wrote here. It is a bad week to be a Wildcat.
You right.
5-1 Opelousas High hits the road, goes down to 2-4 Livonia. Holy hell. The Tigers are coming.
And it's going to be hell in Livonia because I tell you what, I think OHS is going to roll.
Big win
win.
for the Tigers
Big win
on the
for the
road,
Tigers.
setting up a huge showdown next week. OHS on the road.
Correct.
OHS. Parish win.
Mm-hmm.
How about 2-4 St. Martinville at 4-2 St. Charles? Offense versus defense. You can really throw St. Martinville's record out of the way because you know how good their offense can be at times. St. Charles, you know what they did to a red-hot Patterson offense last week.
Right.
Not last week. I'm thinking of VD White. You know what St. Charles did at Abbeville last week.
Correct.
So now we have to put everything on the table and make a decision here. Does St. Martinville have enough offense in the tank to go on the road and knock off the state champs?
Not happening.
No, not happening.
Sweet and to the point, huh?
That's right. There ain't no other way you can say
Not
it.
too much more to say on that.
All right. St. Charles at home from the panel. 2-4 Northwest Raiders at a 6-0 Battling Bear Church Point football team. Can Northwest throw a wrench into the Bears' plans? Or is the Bears just too good this year and hard to get slowed down?
I'm going Church Point. Church Point's their offense is unbelievable.
Three-headed monster has a huge night.
You're right.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to pick the Raiders, but I just can't on this one. Church Point's too good.
Yeah, we don't like picking with our heart on the show, so I'm glad you come on and you're making some good picks here, Coach.
Thank you.
Now, this is a tough one, man. This is a real tough one for me because I've been conflicted on both these schools this year.
Right.
We pick them, they win. We pick them, they lose. So they burn us, and we praise them. 2-4 Catholic New Iberia riding a 2-game winning streak after a 0-4 start. 4-2 Delcom. They were out of the gates to a hot start themselves. Cooled off a little bit. Now you have Delcom at home welcoming in Catholic New Iberia. Last year at this time, Gary, this was the upset of the year when Delcom took down Catholic and New Iberia. Can history repeat itself back-to-back years?
I was kind of torn between these two because
Me too.
I think Catholic and New Iberia had this game circled because they really want to get after it against them for what happened last year. But I think I'm gonna give the edge to Delcom. I think they're gonna come back and it's a home field, so I'm gonna go Delcom.
Coach?
I've been watching some film on Delcom this week because they played Westminster, and let me tell you, they're a good football team. I'm gonna go with Delcom.
Delcom? Okay. Catholic New Iberia playing well as of late. Does the Catholic New Iberia team that beat Eunice show up this week?
Don't know. That's the question.
It was homecoming night for Catholic New Iberia then. Now they got to go on the road and rally the troops to take down a really good Delcom football team. Gary, I think I'm going to go lean on Catholic New Iberia this week. I'm going to say 2-game winning streak. They're playing with confidence.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, it's a good pick.
2-4 Holy Savior Menard at 4-2 Avoyelles. Gary, this is what I wrote down. Avoyelles will do Avoyelles thing and win big. Is that a good statement?
I agree.
Might be an understatement.
Yeah, I think they're gonna win big.
So we're all on board with Avoyelles here.
Right. You are right.
Okay. Here's one. 3-2 Oakdale against 3-2 Mamu. I wrote down the Veer is going to be tough to stop. I wrote down who wins the trenches, and number 10 from Oakdale could be the difference maker. I'm
Yeah.
rolling with Oakdale this week.
Yeah, me too. Oakdale. I think Oakdale's gonna win pretty big.
Yep, I've seen some
I'm
film
not
on them.
saying big, but I think they're gonna be at least. I'd say at least 2 touchdowns.
Yep, I've seen some film on them this year. They're physical and they got some speed. Oakdale wins this one.
I agree with you.
Go ahead, Mikey. Get them going.
4-2 Lafayette at 3-3 Sam Houston. The pass and attack from Lafayette High. You saw it up hand, Mr. Gary. You impressed?
I was impressed with it, most definitely. I watched them going against Karen Crow, and I'll be honest with you, they gave Karen Crow everything that they wanted, and I got to give the edge to Lafayette High.
Coach?
Lafayette High takes this one.
It's going to be Lafayette across the board. Only 2 losses for Lafayette this year, Acadiana and Karen Crow. That's 2 respectable losses. 3-3 Lake Arthur heading down to 5-1 Grand Lake. Grand Lake played Welsh last week, and Welsh pretty much put it on them, Gary. Can they bounce back this week? Another home game this week. Can they bounce back and get the guys ready to go? Because they played on Thursday last week, if I'm not mistaken. So they had that extra day of work. So can they get it going where they get back in the win column?
Yes. I'm going Grand Lake.
This could be a sneaky good game. I think that Lake Arthur is going to keep this one close.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, Grand Lake's going to pull this one out.
I'm going to roll with y'all. I think Grand Lake wins this football game at home. Something about coming off of a loss whenever you just got handed a week before makes you play with a little more urgency. Am I right?
You're right.
What you going to say?
Oh, I hope you're right for our sake tomorrow night, coming off our loss last week.
Coach, there you go. You're going to go clip us later and show your team later, right?
Oh, yeah.
3-3 Centerville trying to go take down undefeated Hanson Memorial this week. Hanson absolutely off to a hot start, looking to become 7-0 on the year. Hanson, is this their biggest test of the year? That's what's gonna see. Can Centerville give them their first loss of the season?
I don't think so. I'm going Hanson Memorial.
Hanson Memorial, okay. Coach?
Yep, another team that I've been watching some film on from their game against Westminster. Hanson Memorial's a good football team. They're going to win this one.
Coach, I got to agree with you. Hanson Memorial, if I told you they was off to a 7-0 start, nobody would have believed me, and I wouldn't have believed myself. But hats off to that program for the tremendous start that they've had. You know, another team that's off to a hell of a start is this next one. Gary, their quarter streak has ended.
Right.
Did you hear that streak that Vermilion Catholic was on? It was 12 straight quarters of not allowing a point.
Oh, wow.
It ended with a blowout win. They gave up 6 this past week. 15 of 16 quarters. They did not give up a point. What a streak for this football team. Defense is playing insane, but the offense is putting up numbers out of this world. So Generette has the task this week to go knock off the Screaming Eagles, and it ain't going to be easy because they got to go to Eagle Stadium to knock off an undefeated team playing with confidence out of the roof. No easy task, huh?
Well, you said it's not easy, and I'm just going to say it's not going to happen.
VC.
VC at home across the board.
Correct.
Keep an eye out on that Screaming Eagle football team as we get closer to this playoff picture. You know an offense that's really good? It's St. Thomas More Cougars. They're 5-1 on the season. Their only loss was a shootout with Catholic of Baton Rouge. Now they go to 3-3 Northside. Northside gonna have to play keep away, Gary. They have to run the fullback. They're gonna have to run the tailback and just try to keep that offense off the field. But it's still not gonna be enough. St. Thomas More too strong in all 3 phases of the game. Cougars on the road.
Yep. STM wins it.
I agree. STM. This next one.
Five and 1 Westgate at 3-3 North Vermilion. We said about the hangover after a win. Well, what about after a loss? What happens after a loss where you have to just flush everything, get everybody back on board and say, all right, that's over with? What's the message whenever something like that happens?
You find out what kind of character your team has. Do you feel sorry for yourself and want to lick your wounds, or you bounce back with some added motivation? I think in this one, Westgate rolls. They're too much for the Patriots.
Yeah, Westgate is going to really, I think they're going to really put it on them.
Their ultimate goals is still in front of them, and you know that a week 6 loss doesn't define what they're trying to win at the end. So week 7 looks a lot brighter for this Westgate football team. They get it going this week.
But that loss was not against, it's not like it was an upset or something like that. It was a good football team, and it was a good game. So I think.
How they say that? Championships aren't won in week 6.
Right. So I got to go Westgate, man.
Yeah, I'm going Westgate.
Yep.
5-1 Iowa at 3-3 Westlake. Now, this is a tough one to pick.
You're right.
I'll just go with your gut.
I'm going Iowa. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
I agree with you there.
I think Iowa is going to be too strong.
So Westlake at home doesn't throw any concerns here.
Not to me, anyway.
I'm going Iowa myself. This next matchup, ladies and gentlemen,
That's the one that I got a hard decision with, man.
you got a team that's off to a red-hot start versus a team full of athletes. 5-1 St. Louis at 3-3 Lake Charles College Prep. That's how I hit you with it. Hey, Coach Brock Mathern, get those Saints to go on the road and knock off Lake Charles College Prep.
Okay. My question is, okay,
Coach has the answer. I don't.
okay. 5-1 St. Louis, okay. 3-3 Lake Charles College Prep. Okay. Lake Charles College Prep had to forfeit how many games?
Wrong team.
Didn't they have to forfeit some? Lake Charles?
In the core.
Oh, was it in the car? I
Yeah.
thought Prep had to forfeit some too.
Last year?
Oh, that might have been what I'm thinking about last year. Okay, never mind.
No, that's three.
Okay.
That's 3 losses.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, still, Lake Charles College Prep has athletes,
Oh yeah.
and you got the St. Louis Saints, that are clicking.
Their passing attack is good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They could be matched up
But
with a secondary this
secondary.
week that's producing college
Right.
athletes.
So, I think the records just need to go in the trash can.
What?
You got that coin?
Well, I don't think it's going to need to be a coin. I think Prep is struggling to find themselves this year and find a true identity and establish consistency from week to week. I think St. Louis rolls in hot. They know who they are. They know what they do. I think they're going to win this game.
Right. And I agree. I agree. But I still say the record's going to trash can, and this is going to be an exciting ball game.
Both of y'all hit the head right on the nail. I said that wrong?
Nail on the head.
Right.
The nail on the head, one of the 2 to 4 to 6.
That's right.
St. Louis on the road, one of those 35-28s, 42-35 type of games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close.
A key game in this district race for sure also. Keep that in mind.
Right.
Somebody has the major edge if they win this game. 4-2 Patterson going down to 5-1 St. James. Troy, you got your St. James on the Pick'em show back-to-back weeks. How about that? All St. James did last week was go down to Prep and knock Prep out at their home field. Patterson has the leading passer and receiver in the state of Louisiana. Can that duo knock off St. James on the road, or is St. James too explosive?
I think St. James is going to take care of business here. Patterson's got a good explosive offense, but I think that St. James is going to be able to prepare to take away that top receiver, or at least limit him and what he's able to do, whether it's rolling coverage or doubling, whatever they've got to do. I think they're going to limit him, do a good job, and slow him down enough to take care of business.
I agree. I agree with you on that, Coach.
Coach, battle of the quarterbacks in this one for sure. St. James got a good one at the helm also. So give me St. James. Moves to 6-1 on the year. St. James not getting talked about enough, Gary.
No.
You're going to have to keep a close eye on them moving forward for this, one of those contenders in this bracket.
Most definitely. I think, I think they're a silent, team that nobody talks about really. So look out.
Next up, how about undefeated Manny? District game against 5-1 Winfield. At Winfield. Last year, this was a 50-0 rout. Manny beat Winfield. This year, Manny looks to be the favorite in that district once again. Can Winfield do anything to throw those plans in the trash and pull off an upset at home? You look at a 5-1 record and it still goes into an upset.
I don't care if it's 5-1, 6-0, 10-0. Manny's pulling starters midway through the third quarter because they're up so big.
I'm going to agree. I think Manny's going to win this game. I'm not saying that it's going to be a cakewalk, but I think it's going to be pretty dominant.
And for me, it's not about what Winfield can or can't do. It's about how good Manny is.
Can they keep it competitive this year?
I don't think so. I think Manny's riding Tackett Curtis in his senior year. Manny is. I think they're peaking. They're in a peak year this year. So I don't know that anybody's taking them down.
Manny across the board looks like to be the heavy favorites in that district once again. You want to know a game that we get the opportunity to talk about is this next one. 6-0 Berwick at 5-1 Central Catholic. Berwick's best win this year came to Kaplan, 36-8 blowout victory. Central Catholic's best win this year came against Abbeville. Their only loss this year came to a really damn good Riverside football team. Holy hell, what a game. These two teams all too familiar with each other, not separated by much if I'm getting that right, correct? They're in the same parish?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure on that one.
So we'll see in this one. But 6-0, 5-1, something's got to give when Central Catholic welcomes in Berwick for an anticipated district matchup. I can't wait for the results in this one. Wish I could see this one in person because it just looks good on paper. Right. Now you have to make a pick somehow.
This is a hard pick. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to just say Central Catholic's going to do it at home.
Nice pick, my friend. Coach?
I'm not too familiar with either of these teams, but I'm going to go the opposite way and roll with the undefeated team.
Coach, I'm going to go with Berwick also. I think the resume looks a little better for Berwick. They having one of those seasons that you just remember for a long time. So give me Berwick on the road, but we could be talking about Central Catholic on the recap show Friday night.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, this is
Either
a
way.
hard pick either way. I think both teams can win easily. So I don't know.
This next one's a tough pick too, Coach. 5-1 Tioga against 5-1 Franklin Parish. Boy, they're getting good. Tioga's best win came against Brobridge. Their only loss came to Gina. Franklin Parish's best win came to Grant. Their only loss came to Union Parish. I know this isn't helping much, but this is something that I threw in there, and maybe that can figure out something in this pick. 5-1, 5-1. Somebody's going to go 6-1. You got to play this game. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, well, Union Parish loss is not a bad loss.
Not at all.
So I'm not too familiar with either of these teams, but I'm gonna roll with Franklin Parish. Only lost to Union. That's a really good team, and they're at home. So go Franklin.
I'm going with you, Coach.
Coach, I'm going with you also. Give me Franklin Parish at home. Nobody knows where Central Catholic is. Next up, Mr. Rue yourself. If I told you Gary's favorite team wasn't North Central, would you believe me?
Well, I'm assuming you're saying he's a Kentwood fan,
Gary,
Mr. Rue.
Gary is a Rue by heart.
I like playing under the water tower.
Gary in the Kangaroos, baby.
And this is from years back. I mean, I've always been a fan of them for a small school.
Hmm.
I think they're one of the most consistent, if I can say it that way, over the years.
Especially when they're down in 1A,
Right.
as they are back down in 1A now, and they've been killing it this year.
Right.
And I don't see them, 5-1. They're on the road, but Kentwood they're rolling. So I'm going with Kentwood.
We've talked about McDonough 35. McDonough 35 is a good ball club too.
The way I wrote this down, Gary, can Kentwood knock off another higher classification team like we saw earlier this year? We all went against Kentwood. We picked a 5A Walker. Said, ain't no way Kentwood can go knock off a 5A team. Boy, was we wrong. They have the opportunity to do it again. This time, McDonough 35 at McDonough 35. Tough task, but if anybody can do it, it is Kentwood. Now we have to make the pick.
If this would be under the water tower,
McDonough 35's only loss this year came to St. Aug.
if this would be under the water tower at Kentwood, I would go with Kentwood. But I think it's going to be a hard task to go into McDonough 35 and beat them. No, that's called picking with your head, not with your heart.
We're gonna get Whip's prints to make you a shirt that has the water tower on it.
That's right. Make me one.
Hey, if you like fields under a water tower, you'd like the old Spring Hill field up in Webster Parish back before they consolidated into North Webster High School.
I actually saw a picture of that about 5 years ago, whatever many years ago, I don't remember. They showed me because we were talking about that, and they said, well, look, and they showed me a picture of it. I was like, oh.
Spring Hill Lumberjacks.
Yep, I remember that.
Coach?
Going with Kentwood. Kangaroos get it done on the road.
On the road.
Yep, Kentwood. They're a good team. They're physical. I think they can get it done.
That's going to be an interesting ball game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got McDonough 35, bigger classification, and then you got Kentwood. But Kentwood, as single A, they've been beating teams, double A, triple A, quad A, five.
It don't matter. They just line up and play football.
Yeah.
Well, in the past couple of years, they've been playing in 2A, so
Right.
they're used to playing higher classification. Right. They're back down in 1A now, but I don't think that's going to deter them or scare them at all.
Their only loss this year came to a meet.
The A-Meet Warriors.
Yeah. So not a bad loss to the defending state champs.
This one's going to be a coin flip, but my coin flip went to McDonough 35.
Yeah, I got a slight edge towards McDonough 35 also, but I almost bet Kentwood's going to burn us again.
Probably.
Yep. And Kentwood is a team if we make it into playoffs, it's a team I may end up having to face in the playoffs, so I don't want to give them any bulletin board material picking against them.
How about 5-1 Haynesville at 5-1 Arcadia? Another two teams you can eventually see.
And two teams that I'm very familiar with from being in that district. Homer and Haynesville, that's the oldest rivalry in the state of Louisiana. They've been playing that game for over 100 years. So I'm very familiar with Haynesville. Arcadia's in that district as well. Haynesville, their one loss this year was a blowout loss, but it was to Glenbrook. Haynesville's coming off a big win over Oak Grove.
I was the only one that picked Glenbrook that night.
Well, if I was here, I'd have picked them too.
Gary didn't know about Glenbrook back then.
Oh, hey, that's a dang good football team. So there's no slight to Haynesville for losing that one. Arcadia, they're a good football team. They've got athletes. I just think Haynesville is way more. They're going to be way more disciplined. They're a really good coached football team. Arcadia is as well, but I think Haynesville is Haynesville. I think that shock loss to Glenbrook, the way it happened, how bad that loss was, how they got blown out, and then I think it woke them up because they came out and beat Oak Grove, and I think I think Haynesville rolls until they run into that buzzsaw homer at the end of the year.
Big win over Oak Grove last week for Haynesville. Arcadia's only lost this year came to Glenbrook also.
Yep.
So both teams only lost this year came to Glenbrook, both teams. Somebody's fixing to get their second loss of the season. Good old district matchup here. Gary?
I'm going with Haynesville.
You're not getting burned 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
I'm going Haynesville myself. Coach?
Yep, Haynesville. I just think Arcadia. That it's tough to stop that old wing tee that Haynesville runs, and Arcadia. If they can't throw the ball against Haynesville, it's going to be a long night for them because Haynesville is big and physical up front with their defense, and they're going to shut down Arcadia's running game. So Arcadia is going to have to get it done through the air if they want to have a chance.
Man, look. All y'all people telling me to pick Kentwood, so I'm going to change my pick.
Going with the rules.
Go with the rules. I'm trying to get one up on Gary here.
Okay.
Everybody says pick Kentwood. All right. We'll see. I'm going to switch it to the rules.
Then whenever it comes out, I know how to again, I'm going to change mine. You didn't change yours.
All right, next matchup. We actually get to call this game Friday night. 4-2 Sacred Heart Trojans at 4-2 St. Ed's Blue Jays. Rivalry game here and some bad blood brewing. Every yard will matter in this contest. Who's going to win the turnover battle? The atmosphere is going to be nuts.
You're right.
On Friday night. You better get there early if you want a seat. We saw this in the UTL Stadium tours. This game has been circled for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the great pleasure of calling it on Friday night and have the great pleasure of picking this game on Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. Coach, you're familiar with both schools. Sacred Heart, outstanding football team last year, what they did in that district. Came out to a 4-0 start this year and then ran into back-to-back losses. St. Ed's came into this season, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to remember from these past few weeks. Oakdale lost, and who else, Gary? Coach, you remember?
I should. I watched the game on film about 12 times. For the life of me, I can't remember who it was. South Lafourche.
South Lafourche. Yes, there it is. So, two teams, both at 4-2 on the year. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. I heard we was invited to the tailgate, so I'm excited about that. And I'm just excited to see two good teams go at it because, like I said, some bad blood brewing.
Right. I got to give the edge to St. Ed's because it's home. I've watched them. Like I said, I've watched this team a couple times. That game that they played in Texas was really amazing. That they were clicking on all cylinders. I got to give the edge to St. Ed's.
Coach?
To me, this was one of the most intriguing matchups of the week across the state. Now, part of that's for personal reasons, having just played St. Ed and knowing that we've got Sacred Heart coming up at the end of the year.
This actually made KATC's game of the week.
Right.
It's a huge matchup, and I'm going to roll with St. Ed. They're playing at home. They are a really good team at home. I haven't seen firsthand last week. That running back is a real deal. And if Sacred Heart can't slow him down, then it's going to be a long night. I think St. Ed wins this one.
I'm going to roll with St. Ed's also. I think it's going to be one of those games where we make a certain call at the end where we're going to remember it for the rest of our lives, Gary.
I think so too, Jordy. I think this is going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to call it.
4-quarter football game. I don't think it's going to be one-sided either way.
No, I think it's going to be back and forth.
Who has the ball last could determine this one. Blue Jays, Trojans, you do not want to miss it Friday night on Under the Lights. Coach, if you ain't got nothing going on, sit back and watch it.
Yep. Well, I will. Since we play on Thursday, I'm taking a long weekend. I'm going to travel up north and go watch my Glenbrook Apaches, catch up with them. So they shouldn't have any trouble. They got Ringgold this week, but it'll be good to see those guys.
Coach, next up, 5-1 Oberlin at 5-1 Basile. This has district title written all over it. Garrett, it's going to be a 4-quarter war.
I think so too.
Two-headed monster from Basile are going to have to earn every yard.
Most definitely.
Quarterback Luke Johnson's not going to have any turnovers if Basile wants to come out victorious in this one. And I think Ross Cortez, with his punting duties and his field goals and his extra points, could be the small, narrow victory that gets the Bearcats that win. Gary, then you turn things over to Oberlin. Very big, very physical, very fast.
Right.
Can Basile knock off Oberlin with district title implications written all over it? Or is Oberlin going to be too big, too fast, too strong?
Who did Oberlin lose to?
Oakdale.
Okay. Who did Basile lose to?
Sacred Heart. Which way you leaning, Coach?
Well, I originally had Basile circled, but I'm going to switch it and go with Oberlin.
I'm with you. I'm going Oberlin. I think Oberlin's their physicality is going to probably wear Basile out down a little bit. So I'm going to go with Oberlin. Sorry, Basile. I know I love y'all to death, but just got to think about it, and I'm going to go with Oberlin.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Their physicality is going to wear them down. It'll be close for a while, but I think they pull away later on in the fourth quarter after Basile wears down, trying to stop that powerful run and attack from Oberlin.
Gary?
What you got?
Bearcats at home. The two-headed monster with Mr. Ross Cortez strikes again and makes it 3 years in a row over Oberlin.
I hope I'm wrong, but because I really do love the Bearcats, but man, that's going to be like you said, district title. That might be it. That, can't ever tell. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good ball game either way.
Either way, turnovers are key.
They have to stay clean in order for Basile to win. They have to stay clean.
If they don't, it will be Oberlin's night. 4-2 Rummel at 4-2 St. Aug.
That's going to be a game. Oh my God.
Rummel's losses are against Brother Martin and Scotlandville. Their best win this year came against Southern Lab. You look at St. Aug, their losses this year came to Rummel and no, I got that wrong. Their losses this year came to Catholic of Baton Rouge. And I'm not sure about the other one because I wrote that down.
Okay. Yeah, they're playing wrong.
And their best win came to Woodlawn of Baton Rouge. Man, I know what I'm looking at. Wrong set. But go ahead. You can make this pick.
Okay, I got a feeling, man. I got a buddy of mine that actually is a graduate of St. Aug, and we've talked on Facebook a few times, and I got a gut feeling. I think I'm going to go with St. Aug.
St. Aug's second loss came to Edna Carr.
Oh, okay.
That's an understandable loss to have right there. Edna Carr's they're on a whole different level this year. It seems like what they're doing to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with St. Aug at home.
Gary, who you pick?
St. Aug.
Yeah, I got to agree with you.
St. Augustine.
Rummel lost to John Curtis last week. Am I not
Okay.
mistaken?
I think so.
So my info is all jacked up. I'm going St. Aug at home in this one. 4-2 Madison Prep at 4-2 ULAB. Likely district championship here. Two great programs full of great coaching staffs meet on the gridiron Friday night. And it is, I don't know, Gary.
This game is
They're all too familiar
Yeah.
with holding the state title trophy at the end of the season. Now they meet up in district play. Prep, ULAB. Can't say Prep doesn't match up well because they got some athletes on their side. ULAB with their Russian attack. I don't know, man. Is it the trenches in this one?
Yeah.
Is it who wins the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball?
right. I think whoever controls the line of scrimmage wins this game. But and you got, I don't know, man. That's just something about Madison Prep that just catches my eye, and I think ULAB's awesome, but I'm giving it to Madison. I'm gonna pick Madison Prep.
Madison Prep from Mr. Swallow. That's a big pick there.
I know it.
Yeah, I had circled Madison Prep, and then I was thinking about switching it, but I'm not. I'm going to stick with the original instinct there and go with Madison Prep.
Prep is a good ball club.
Prep is a good ball club. I'm going to go with ULAB at home. Home field advantage, Gary.
That's got to be
It's a tough
the only
pick,
thing,
man.
man. You got two teams that are
Tip for
awesome.
tap.
Yeah, they're just awesome. Whichever team controls the ball, if there's fumbles, I'm gonna tell you right now, whoever fumbles the ball is gonna end up having a hard time.
INT.
Whichever team stays clean.
Might be a defensive touchdown that
Right.
decides this one.
Yeah. Defense pick six, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Now this last one.
2 years in the making. The last time they played, these two teams went down to the final play of the game. Gary, we was
Correct.
there to
We were
witness
there.
it.
Yes.
An interception in the end zone when Curtis went for the win. 5-1 John Curtis. They look like they are back.
Mm-hmm. They are.
At 5-1 Acadiana. Gary, who has the better veer come Friday night? We know what type of atmosphere we're in store for. They're telling everybody to get there early. And this could come down to special teams.
I agree. I have a feeling that,
You can't say fear to veer in this one.
no, it's fear both veers.
Fear both
Fear
veers.
both veers. That's basically what you got to say. They're playing at Acadiana. I think both teams are really chomping at the bits. John Curtis wants to revenge over that loss a couple years ago, but I can't see it happening. I'm going Acadiana in a close one. I'm talking that close. I think it's going to be a 4-quarter battle, and I'm going with Acadiana's Fear the Veer.
Give me a score.
Oh, God. 35-28. I think it's going to be touchdowns, but and this, that, and that. I think it's going to be about a touchdown win because whoever has the ball last and scores last, I think is going to win.
Coach?
I think home field plays a big advantage in a lot of games, but I think that John Curtis is one of those few teams in this state that I don't think it matters to them where they play.
Right.
I don't think they're affected one bit about what venue they play in and whose stadium they go to. And so I'm going to pick Curtis. I think it's going to be close just like you, but I think Curtis is going to be the one that comes out on top.
Score.
I think he may have hit the nail right on the head, 35-28. I think it may just be the other way, and I could see it going either way.
Right.
It can be. I think maybe, it's going to be which team doesn't make a mistake.
Right. And the thing about it is this game. I know Curtis travels pretty well, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna have people from all over around the state just going to see this game. So it's gonna be standing room only. The last time I went to a sold out game, I had to stand next to the fence for the entire game with people about 8 to 10 deep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was unbelievable. And, Acadiana, that was a playoff game. Acadiana ended up losing that game in overtime on the last play. And it was unbelievable.
I was there.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. But like I said, I think Acadiana's just home field is going to just get them over that edge to where they can do it. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Both teams have to stay clean too. Curtis is, they're a good ball club. A fumble, Acadiana. I've watched Acadiana play, and they were going in on the score and fumble the ball. And that cost them the game. Man, I gotta go with the home crowd. I'm gonna go with Acadiana, and you going with Curtis. I'm gonna tell you right now, it wouldn't surprise me either way.
Mm-hmm.
But got to think about it. Which veer is going to be the best? Will that home field help them? Like you said, Curtis plays everywhere. They play on, but Curtis plays a lot on artificial turf. This is natural grass. That might be the difference.
Well, and also, if it comes down to it at the end of the game, and whichever team is trailing may have to throw the ball, which one's going to be capable of doing that if they have to mount that last-minute drive to come tie it up or take the lead? Who's more capable of doing that?
Right, and that's the question. You can't. Which quarterback will step up? Which group of receivers will step up? When last time Curtis and Acadiana played, we watched it. Hail Mary to the end zone, and could have easily been caught, but it ended up being intercepted. I think Munz ended up picking it off. But so you're looking at this, like you say, which quarterback will step up if it's that way? Because I'll be honest with you, I think it's going to be a you score, I score, you score, I score, and back and forth. So, like I said, I think I'm giving the edge to Acadiana. What you doing, Mr. Jordy?
I'm going Acadiana, 35. John Curtis, 34, failed 2-point conversion for the win.
Really? There we go. Well, you're getting specific. I likes that.
And if that doesn't work, failed 2-point conversion in overtime.
Right. That may well be it.
How's that?
Yep, I can see this game going to overtime. And see, part of the one of the big detractions or downsides to this offense that they run. And I remember back when I was in high school, my senior year, Byrd High School out of Shreveport playing Rummel for the state championship game. Byrd, dang good football team. I hate to admit it because I'm a Captain Shreve alumni, so that's big. That's our big rival. But they were in the state championship, and it was back and forth. Right. Lead changes. Well, end of the game, Rummel takes the lead, and Byrd running the triple option. Wing T, not enough time left on the clock for them to go down and score running that kind of offense. Right. So if that happens in this game, could be the case where, it's been back and forth all game, and it just so happens that somebody scores with not enough time left.
Better keep your timeouts handy.
Yep.
That plus, which defense will the defense on either side be able to stop them just enough to where you can get a punt or two out of it,
Hold them to a field goal instead of letting them in the end zone.
Which special team's going to have? Will the kicking games work out? I mean, we watch, and I've always seen Curtis have a good special team, like good field goal kicker, good all that. And, the last couple of years I haven't seen that. So I don't know how good their special teams are, but, the old saying, special teams are special, and you have to have them. So which one? It might, like you said, it might be a missed extra point or something like that. That'll cause it. So we'll see.
And in that sense, it could also come down to fourth downs. Correct. Who converts their fourth downs? Because
if you got that far to go, and you go for it, and for some reason they stop you.
Mhm.
Oh man, that turns the momentum of the game all around. So
Yep.
it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah.
Keep a close eye out on your favorites from around the state on Thursday and Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close the door here on the Week 7 sit-down show, we want to say thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Some great games on Thursday night for sure, and the back half on Friday night definitely made us think a little bit harder
Right.
about these
Yeah, man.
games. Ladies and gentlemen, from Gary Swallow's place, we want to say thank you so much. But before we go and close this one out, final thoughts heading into Week 7. You guys have the floor.
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm just hoping we can pull out a win. That's all. You know, all these other picks, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about my Hurricanes. So hopefully tomorrow night we can do that. You know, it's a district game. It would be our first district win in over 10 years for North Central. And we've got 3 wins on the year, which is the first time that's happened in over 30 years. So now it's time to start checking those other things off the box. You know, we said we didn't necessarily have a specific game total goal for this year. Our goal was make history. And so, you know, that first win, all right, we made history. That second win, we made some more. Third win, we made some more. Now let's win a district game. So hopefully we can get the job done tomorrow and give ourselves a shot at making the playoffs.
Well, Coach,
Gary, final thoughts of Week 7.
I just want to say good luck, and
Thank
we're
you.
going to be cheering for you. Final thoughts for Week 7 is, man, these picks are, you know, like I said, we picked these, and there's a lot of things going in our picks, but the games are getting better and harder, and I'm going to tell you right now, by the end of the year, we're not going to know who's in the playoffs until the last week because of the new system. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's what's making it more exciting. These matchups are getting so much excitement into the games that we see in. I can't say nothing but wow, and I look forward to, you know, first of all, watching your game tomorrow because you're going to be calling one, and then seeing the game Friday is going to be exciting because it's been a while since I got a chance to call a game, and I'm just excited about it, and I think this is going to be one of the premier weeks, and I say that for Week 7 it's going to be a premier week, but then Week 8 is going to be a premier week too, and so on and so forth. So it keeps getting better and better.
Yes. Gary, it has been a while since you've called a football game. Excited to have you back. And it's also been a while since you have sat down and had a recap show.
And we're going to have one.
So it's going to be a dandy of a recap show Friday night. You don't want to miss it. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, live from New Roads, Louisiana, we have Catholic Appointed versus Opelousas Catholic live on Under the Lights. Friday night, we have Sacred Heart, St. Ed's live from Eunice, Louisiana. And then Friday night around 11 o'clock, we have our recap show. Should be a lot of fun. Got a lot to talk about. And we will close the door on Week 7 and shift gears to Week 8. Then, already 7 weeks into the season, Coach, it goes by fast.
It sure does. This season, I mean, it feels like we just started putting pads on back during fall camp, and now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Every game matters even more every week.
Well, I was going to say that. It seems like not only yesterday we were just getting ready to look at jamborees and everything like that, and now we are in Week 7.
In crunch time.
Man, this is where everybody has to say like me, buckle up, those chin straps and go after it, and because it's, before you know it, we're going to be at the Dome.
You either get left behind at this point, or you jump on and finish out the season strong.
That's right. You're right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We say goodbye for now. From myself, Coach Caruth, and Mr. Gary Swallow, good night, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to close things out with a look of our sponsors. And we will shut things down. Good luck to all of our locals this week. Good luck to yourself, Coach.
Thank you.
Tell all the guys we said hello.
Will do. Go Canes.
We will see you tomorrow night from New Roads, Louisiana. See you soon, ladies and gentlemen.